All right, welcome back to another episode of the Carter Cast. With me, the four-man football crew. It's Grant Farley, it's Connor Sparrow, and it's Dylan Wilkerson. I am so happy to be back, boys. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a minute, or I guess like a week and a half. We did the recap show. We'll do a Super Bowl recap show as well. But first off, how are we doing? Right before the Super Bowl, we're recording this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. How we doing? How we feeling right before the Super Bowl? Dylan, I know the TikTok comments have been at your throat.
What can I say? My go-to phrase, everybody was upset at Galileo when he said that we revolved around the sun. And look at us now. That's what's taught in the schools. So I'm feeling good. I'm going to rattle off this hot take because we weren't here last week. Kind of like the new Pro Bowl. I don't know if you guys watched any of the skills competitions. Kind of entertaining. I'm guessing no one else watched it.
The rebuttal I would say to that is at least they're not trying to do something, like at least they're being honest. Like they're messing around, they're out there having fun. They're not trying to put on an actual football game anymore and be something that it's not, So that would be the positive I took away.
I do think we're going to have a serious conversation about what it means to be a Pro Bowler now. There's no reason Derek Carr should have been there. Really.
Huntley's the worst one.
Mr. Pac-12, Huntley, what is this?
Well, he's young. I think maybe a rising star, a rising Pro Bowler, but I don't know if he should have been there quite yet.
What are you talking? What is happening, bro? No, we were covering this real quick. He had more interceptions than touchdowns, bro. It was like 3-2. It was like the most undeserving Pro Bowl of all time.
He did a lot with that Ravens
playoffs.
team.
He led the playoffs. Come on, Grant.
Oh my!
He's QB1 at 7 teams right now.
I can't even listen to y'all right.
Oh.
I will say this. Dylan's a straight Renaissance man referencing Galileo over here. So we're getting right into the weeds, bro, right away. So I like it. I like the way
Yeah. No more Pro Bowl talk. What are we doing? We have Sunday, the Super Bowl. Our football is over. I know the sadness has kicked in for all of us. A little bit of depression has started to kick in. You're like looking at college football transfer portal, Aaron Rodgers, free agent / retiring news, NFL draft combine stuff. You're looking at all that. But in reality, you're really sad football's going to end. And we all feel the same way. But let's talk about Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, Chiefs, Eagles, Arizona at the Cardinal Stadium. Eagles are -1.5, over-unders 50.5. We did this podcast last week. It was Eagles by 2.5 or 3, I believe. It's down to 1.5. And if you've listened to any podcast this week talk about this game, a lot of them think it's going to end at a pick-em. Dylan, we know the TikTok comments have been going after you. Said that the Eagles would win 41-14 last week. There are 600 comments all at Dylan's throat right now.
And I love all the comments about Mahomes. Like, what if Mahomes is back? What if he's healthy? The guy, he doesn't play defense. Like, the guy doesn't play defense, so it's not going to matter.
But he does play offense, and you can't win game. You got to score points.
Yeah, but if you're letting the other team score more than you, it doesn't matter how many points you score. Here's what I'm going to say. Before we get into the weeds, I want to give a nice precursor. Last year, 2022, I had a game of the year. We all remember it. I think it was actually game of the decade. Utah, USC. Big winner, not even a doubt. You were asleep by halftime. It's early on in the year. I have a game of the year. I have a total of the year. And I have a prop of the year.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Prop of the year.
In February.
All right, well, spit the game of the year.
Eagles money line. -120. I think you can get at most books. They're a 1.5 favorite. I would just take them to win. I think, can we all agree that -122 that's respectable juice, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Anything under 130 I think is fine.
Especially in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So the main stat, I wasn't real big on this. I wasn't going to make it game of the year until I saw this stat. QBs that lead the league in passing yards that make it to the Super Bowl, 0-7, have never won. And Patrick Mahomes leads the league in passing yards. That's all I need to know.
That's tough right
You
there.
know this Eagles offensive line has given up 44 sacks this year, though. So, and the Chiefs D-line, sneaky good.
Sneaky good against who? They play the Titans. They play the Bengals twice. 2 awful offensive lines. We can say they're sneaky good. But
Okay. No. Okay, then who did the Eagles play? Who did the Eagles play? Let's be honest. The Eagles played the San Francisco 49ers without a quarterback. They could have put me in at quarterback. We would have had the same exact results.
what does the quarterback have to do with the offensive line? They're going against the same 4 guys.
But
It
you
has
stack the
nothing to
box.
do with the quarterback.
But you're saying who have they gone against? And you were like,
stack the
the
box
Chiefs
with-
have only gone against the Bengals and the Titans. And also
What great-
against the 49ers, Connor mentioned it, they can just stack the line. They knew they were going to run every single play
Yep.
through McCaffrey.
Yep.
That's all they had to do.
Yep.
Even Jason
Fair.
Kelsey said during the third quarter they knew they won that game.
So then what do you think is going to happen, Carter? You want to come at me? What do you think is going to happen this game? Let me guess. You're L7 guy. You're going to come in. You're going to say, "Oh, Mahomes is an underdog. Let me just take the Chiefs to win. Free money, woo."
I don't know if I like the Chiefs straight up though. We talked about it before we hopped on. I know you think it's going to be a blowout, Eagles by double digits, but FanDuel has Eagles plus 7.5 and Chiefs plus 7.5 at minus 120. I think that's what I'm going to ride with. I know that's a cop-out bet. But I think that's the play. I think that's the play right there.
I don't hate that play. Honestly, I don't hate it, but for me, listening to all the logic, Dylan, I mean, you're right, bro. Like you basically laid out, like I said, your argument very sound. And I know we always go back and forth on this, but I think I'm leaning the Chiefs. I don't know if I'm going to put a lot of money on it though. I don't really have a ton of confidence in the Chiefs. But if I do take a side, I think I'm going to take the Chiefs. So that's why I lean like at least a half unit, if not a full unit, on just the Chiefs, like +1 or whatever I can get them at, plus a half a point, whatever it is. Probably money line at this point, do a little bit of juice, and then live with the consequences from there. Probably live bet also this game, just because it's the Super Bowl, you kind of have to. But I just can't. It's hard for me to go against Andy Reid. It's hard for me to go against Patrick Mahomes. Hard for me to go against all that. That just is tough for me. Again, it's the bets I can live with, and for me, it's like that's just tough. It's tough for me to lose against betting against Mahomes. That's what it comes down to.
Also, Dylan, let me read you off this. So you're talking about, the Chiefs didn't play anybody, whatever. Let's talk about the Eagles, what quarterbacks they have played.
Okay.
Giants, Daniel Jones.
Okay.
They played the Saints.
89.
Who did the Saints even start? Was that Andy Dalton?
It's probably Dalton.
I think it was probably
was.
Dalton. Andy Dalton gave up 20 points in that one. Cowboys, Dak Prescott gave up 40 points in that one.
Dak, good quarterback. Good quarterback. Let's not pretend that
Okay,
he's not.
that's what I'm
Turnover
saying.
issues.
Okay, all right. That's what I'm saying. Andy Dalton, bad quarterback, gave up 20 points. Bears gave up 20 points to Justin Fields. You say he's the
hold
worst
on.
quarterback in the league.
See, with the Andy Dalton thing, you got to look at how many rush plays they ran. Philadelphia Eagles have one of the worst rush defenses in the league. So we're saying Andy Dalton put up 20 points. How many passing touchdowns did we have? How many passing yards did we have?
Okay, let me keep going.
Adding context.
Daniel Jones gave up 22 points, but that was a blowout. I'll give you that one. It was a blowout, 48-22. They played the Titans. The Titans, the quarterback situation's a disaster, only gave up 10 points. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers gave up 33 points.
Aaron Rodgers, great quarterback, Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, great quarterback, Hall of Famer. Colts
Early.
gave up 16 points. I mean, Matt Ryan was at quarterback. The Commanders, 21 points. Commanders, they gave up 32 points to Taylor Heineke.
Some would say not a bad quarterback.
So I'm assuming your total is you like the under.
No, it's not.
You're the over?
Kind of. Halfway. Before
You
we
can't
get to that,
you can't have a game of the year and then say I'm kind of on the over and then say game of the year.
It's
You
got
have
to be
say-
a team total.
Yeah.
It's got to be a team total.
You're not. Yeah, you gotta let it go, Carter. You gotta let it flow. We'll get there. I want to say something about your plus 7.5 teaser crap. It's on FanDuel real quick. Out of the last 5 Super Bowls, only one has been won by less than 7 points. Everyone else has been by 8 or more. If you go back to the last 12 years, 5 have been won by 7 or less points. So
Yeah, I know that is a cop-out bet. You're right, and that's a great stat. Thank you for putting me in my place, and that is why I will be taking the Chiefs money line.
You little fart! I tell you what. Do we want total of the year?
No,
Sure.
we can
Or do you
wait.
wanna
Connor, we haven't heard Connor. Connor, what side are you on?
Yeah. Well, in the TikTok that we've been catching so much flack about, I also noted that I was on the Eagles. Wasn't 41-14. Wasn't in that fashion, but I don't know. I feel like the Eagles team has it. I feel like Mahomes, it can only do so much, and if that Eagles defense hits him a few times, how much is that ankle really going to hold up? I'm not going to put a lot of money on it. I don't even know if I'm going to take a side, honestly. You asked me my score prediction on the last episode, then I said the Eagles. This is more of a prop game for me. This is really more of a prop game. Mess around, get some crazy, touchdown scores, whatever.
You got to take
Do
a side.
I, though?
Even just a small, you want just one unit on a side.
That's me, Connor. I'm taking a little small, little.
Yeah, I'm only putting a unit on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The rest,
Okay,
like the Chiefs winning would be so irrelevant to all my prop plays.
All right, I'm on the Eagles.
All right, there we go. That's what we
Smart
needed.
man.
That's what we needed. But Dylan, like I named all those quarterbacks. Like the good quarterbacks played well against the Eagles defense. Patrick Mahomes is by far and away the best quarterback in the National Football League. Doesn't that kind of concern you? Like, at least it'll be high scoring.
They're not going to be able to set up the run game. I don't think the Chiefs.
But they never have. They've never been able to set up the run game against anybody, and they still win games.
Okay, so let's say they don't. Let's say that it doesn't matter, and Mahomes is still there, halfway injured. He's not going to be 100%. We don't know what the wide receiver situation. He's not going to be better. He's not going to be much better than he was against the Bengals. I don't think an extra
he will.
week
2
means
weeks
that.
rest. 2 weeks rest and all those pills that are putting in him, he'll be better than he was against the Bengals. That's more rest.
One hit is all it's going to take for him to look.
One
like
hit is all it takes for Jalen Hurts too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're killing me here. You're killing me. What do
It
you want me to say?
It sounds a lot like the Eagles aren't going to be able to run the ball against the 49ers. All that stuff.
I don't know what you want me to say. Everything that I say forward-looking is going to be wrong. The Eagles are going to get it done. You look at who Kansas City's played and what they've done on defense against teams like the Broncos. They play them twice a year, and there was one game I think they allowed 20-plus points in the first half to them. Like, that's where the game's going to be different. Mahomes can do his Mahomes thing, but the Eagles are going to just score more against a Kansas City Chiefs defense that has not been great this year.
Is there any value in the fact that team pretty much has already been there, done that, right? Like the core of the team. Is there any value in that?
I think that's fair to say.
Talking about the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, because, I mean, you brought up that Rams-Patriots Super Bowl. It was kind of like that. Like, the Rams didn't have anybody really that played in a Super Bowl. I know the Eagles have, like, Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson and stuff, but, I mean,
I think there's
going
some
against Andy Reid and these guys.
I think there's some value being there doing that. Like, having done that, having experienced the emotion of it. Because I've heard, bro, when it's your first time there, it is like a trip. Like, people, coaches, and players, it for sure affects them in weird ways.
I was going to say this, though, too. This probably has nothing to do with it. I know it doesn't. But are we kind of worried Jalen Hurts hasn't won the big game ever?
He hasn't.
Like, college national championship gets benched.
He's a much different player since then, though.
Craps under the spotlight.
That's a fair point to bring up, but he's won the big games to get here. I mean, they had a great year. They've made it to the Super Bowl.
It's the game.
I mean, you could say that for anybody, any first-time quarterback in the Super Bowl. I mean, have they won the big game? No, they haven't won a Super Bowl. It's their first time playing in it. I don't know if that – I mean, that's a fair point to bring up, but I don't know if I would put too much stock in that.
No, I wouldn't either. I was just bringing it up because I was hoping you would piss off Dylan. That was like the only reason I brought it up.
I was going to tell Connor, don't talk about the playoff games because they don't matter because it was a backup quarterback and it was the Giants who had like a 750 win percentage. So
it's still, I will say, and agreeing with you right there, Dylan, it's still the playoffs, and it's still season on the line, win or go home, even if you're playing a backup. Like, yeah, it's easier, but you still have to win.
Look, I feel like I've proven I'm not an Eagles hater, bro. I was the one that was on them, last time when everyone was not against them. So I've been on them. Like I said, it has nothing to do with my bias towards the Eagles. I think.
And the thing is, I'm not saying the Eagles are a bad team by any means. I just want to put some counterpoints to Dylan being so bullish about the Eagles because we got to bring that back a little bit, as best as I can. But the thing is, this Eagles team's clearly good. I mean, they lost 3 games this year, and 2 of those their starting quarterback didn't even play in. They're a legit good team. There's a reason I'm scared to I'm bullish on either side of this game because I think they are a genuine good team. But the fact that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes have been there before and done it and won it, they've lost games, they've won games in the Super Bowl. I think that's huge. I think that makes a big difference. But this Eagles team is freaking good, man. And the biggest concern if you're a Chiefs fan is time of possession, is how much clock are the Eagles going to burn?
Yep.
The Eagles are explosive too. I feel like I've watched so many games where the Eagles have been involved and they've just drive right down the field and score in the matter of 2 or 3 minutes. especially to start a game. I feel like I've seen that time and time again, even in the NFC Championship game against the 49ers. They just took control, did it right then and there, and I trust the Eagles' defense to make some stops compared to the Chiefs. And I do want to say, this isn't as much as being bullish on the Eagles as it is being bearish on the Chiefs. I would say there's at least 4 or 5 teams I would say that are better than the Chiefs that are not playing in the Super Bowl that should be. I would say the Bengals are better. I would probably say the Bills are a better all-around team. I would say the Eagles, the 49ers, that might be it.
With a
And the Panthers. And the Panthers.
And the Panthers.
Panthers with their new
and
coach,
Zach
probably.
Wilson led Jets for sure.
Yeah, the Frank Reich-led Panthers.
But
They're real quick side tangent about the Panthers. They're going to be favorites in the division next year.
Sneaky good hires so far. Sneaky good hires.
Yeah, we've had some good hires. The Panthers delusion. Is gonna
I'm
be
not going
in
down this
full
road with
swing
you
all
on
June.
Super Bowl week right now, bro.
I'm buying some stock.
I will turn any podcast. We could be talking about women's basketball, and I will turn it into a Panthers segment one way or
100%.
another.
I'm saving the people right now, dude. We are bringing it back, bro. We're not going down this road. I'm not hearing how much of money I'm going to put on the Panthers with you guys yet, bro. I will get there with you guys, but it is not Super Bowl week.
Oh, don't worry. I will wine and dine you all summer. We have so much time to do it. But Dylan, what were you going to say?
We were talking about our teams. Titans, real quick. We just hired a new offensive coordinator. You had highlighted how bad our quarterback play has been, right? Remember that just like 3 minutes ago? We hired our quarterbacks coach as our offensive coordinator. So I might be openly shopping my fansmanship this offseason. We'll see.
Welcome to Carolina. Keep pounding.
Nathaniel
All right,
Hackett
no
is
more,
the
no
OC
more crappy team talk. No more crappy team talk. So I'm leaning. I'm on the Chiefs. Grant's on the Chiefs. Connor, Dylan, you guys are on the Eagles, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
All right.
Book it.
All right. That's kind
how,
of the game.
just how
for
Vegas
you.
wants it right there.
Yeah, that's
split down
exactly.
the middle.
This is Vegas.
And that's why it's going to be a pick 'em. There you go.
Yep, it's going to be a pick 'em. That's what I'm saying. I kind of like. I mean, since I lean the Chiefs, I like the teaser where you bring it down to over 45.5 and then Chiefs plus 7.5. But let's just talk about the props and what's really fun about the Super Bowl. Let's start off first. First touchdown, Grant. You and I are on the same page here. We accidentally brought it up before the podcast. I'll let you have the floor.
Unsolicited, bro. We hadn't even talked in, for sure, at least weeks. And we both felt the same thing, honing in on one singular name, Kadarius Toney. He's the first touchdown play, boys. And for all the people that want to tell that, I'm seeing it at plus 1,500. Carter's seeing it at like plus 2,300. So you get obviously, I mean, it's first touchdown. It's a crazy play, but when those plays hit, I don't think there's almost nothing like it, right? The first touchdown play when it hits, it is incredible. It is probably one of the best plays. So I feel like we have to have a first touchdown, or at least I do. I feel like I have to have a first touchdown play in the Super Bowl. That's just kind of like our play. So I'm about it. I'm about Kadarius. And that's just like, for some reason, I felt like Kadarius Toney was the right move. It felt weird, but I was like, it just feels like the Super Bowl. Kadarius Toney's gonna have the first touchdown. Like that, it just to me.
Kadarius Toney feels so good. The other thing is, I don't hate a small sprinkle on Boston Scott, 2,900.
Yeah. Again, you could tell me on anything with the first touchdown. I could sprinkle anything, but I'm for sure hammering the Kadarius Toney. I like it.
Connor, Dylan, do you have anything on the first touchdown?
Yeah, so I'm on Jody Fort's. No, I'm just kidding. The one I wrote down really. So I was eyeing Jerick McKinnon, 1,200.
Oh, you love Jerick McKinnon.
No, but listen, I'm not taking it. I was eyeing it. I was like, this could be his revenge game. He'll screw me in the touchdown parlay, whatever. No, I decided to go with Dallas Goedert plus 1,200. That is my first touchdown pick. I was eyeing it down. I was like, Kelsey 2 square. No way that happens. But I don't know. Like I feel like Jalen Hurts. They're gonna keep so much in the Chiefs defense on Devonta Smith. A.J. Brown, they're going to obviously want to stop the run. I think Dallas Goedert, if they're on the 2-yard line, little play action, roll out, he's wide open, just standing there in the corner of the end zone. I don't know. I like Dallas Goedert.
How do you like FanDuel has this one things where it's like you can pair them up so you can take either Kelsey or Goddard to take the first touchdown. I think it's like 5-1.
I like that. And if you want to get really spicy, I wrote down Goddard first touchdown, Kelsey second touchdown. Either combination. So either combination plus 8,000. So you can get Goddard first, Kelsey second, or Kelsey first, Goddard second. Both of them are plus 8,000. Just saying. If you want to get really spicy.
Oh yeah, that tickled everyone here. Everyone heard that plus 8,000. They got a little.
I mean, you got to get some spicy ones in there. It's the Super Bowl, screw it. If you hit one of those plays, you're set. So Dylan, Goddard's plus 1,200, by the way. I don't know if I said that.
Plus, these plays are fun because even if it happens where Dylan said, like, where the Eagles just run away with it, you still have certain things you're looking for in the game. It's
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, little things here and there. That's what makes it fun. So I'm with you guys.
Right.
Dylan, talk to me. What do you have? What are you thinking?
I don't have a first touchdown score, but I do have an anytime touchdown score that I didn't highlight in my notes to give throughout the course of the show. So I got to go Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts finds the end zone. The Chiefs are giving up. I think they're top third in the league in rushing touchdowns given up to quarterbacks. So got to keep going with Jalen Hurts. I feel like he's done it in at least every playoff game. I feel like he's been on a little streak here lately. So I got Hurts anytime. What the heck? We'll just say first touchdown for the heck of it.
Nice.
That's the thing. Just the anytime touchdown, I think I'm just going to go chalk. I think it's Kelsey. Just take Kelsey and Hurts, and I think you're fine.
Or just live bet next touchdown every time.
It's awful. I think it's like probably barely over plus 100 odds. It's probably not even great.
On what?
Like Kelsey anytime, if you're talking about only one, it's probably terrible.
Kelsey anytime, I think, is minus 110.
Yeah, Hurts is even.
That's rough.
I think either of those are fine plays though. Like I think they both get in the end zone.
That's why they have the odds like that. Exactly. Like it's almost like as chalk as it can be.
Does anybody else have an anytime touchdown one?
I don't know off the top of my head. I think I took Goddard. I think I did.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I don't hate Dallas Goddard either. Oh, there you go. Check out the action.
This is what I'm doing. I'm betting Goddard first touchdown. If it doesn't hit, I'm live betting him anytime touchdown at better odds if he drives into the game. That's what I'm going to probably look to do.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, moving on. Let's just get into the weird props. Who has a long shot prop for me? Let
me go first. I got one I really like, and I got some stats here. You ready for this? This prop is I just wrote it down. Where the hell is it? Oh, all right, plus 1,400 right now is what the odds are on this. It's any player to have an octopus. Is anybody familiar with that?
Is that touchdown and a 2-point conversion?
Consecutively. So they score the touchdown and then they score the 2-point conversion. I got stats. During 2021, Michael Pittman, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Dalton Schultz, Amendola, Mark Andrews, and Quintez Cephas. So 6 players in 2021 recorded it. Mahomes did it in November 6, 2022. And then Nick Chubb, Deonta Foreman, Travis Etienne all did it in 2022. And just a little fun play here. Todd Gurley leads the octopus leaderboard. He's done it 4 times in his career. Randy Moss did it 3 times. Plus 1,400, you don't think if the Chiefs are losing in the fourth quarter and they're trying to come back and Kelsey catches a touchdown, you don't think for the 2-point conversion they're going to pitch it right to him in the middle? They love running that play.
You know what I kind of like even more? Is
what?
Like, and not even the Kelsey part of it. I actually really like that play. Is that Jalen Hurts runs one in? They get the Chiefs offsides on a 2-point conversion play, move it to the 1, and they just do that thing where they shove Jalen Hurts in.
Or if there's a missed extra point, there's going to be that 1-point differential. Somebody's going to have to go for 2, and if it's late in the game and whoever just scored a touchdown, I feel like you're going to want to go back to him. I think it's worth a play there. So I'm sprinkling a little bit on that.
And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we see how this not 76ers, this Eagles team is, where they want to come out and punch you in the throat. So I would not be surprised if they went for 2 on the first possession.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like that. That's one of the ones I started, like one of my favorite long shots. So yeah.
Okay. Dylan, hit me.
So my long shot is a 5-leg parlay. One of the legs is my total of the year, so I'm going to give that real quick and then go to the parlay. Total of the year: Eagles first half team total over 13.5. This just, you look at this and you're like,
I love that.
That's just amazing, especially with this Kansas City defense. The Eagles. Let's see. I have notes here. I've moved on from Snoopy for the time being, so I don't know if it's going to be good or bad luck, but I'm on the iPad.
Oh, you upgraded. Oh, my God. 2023. Dylan.
Depending on the plays, it'll either be an upgrade or a downgrade. We'll know.
Yeah, it might be bad luck. We don't know yet since I'm getting rid of Snoopy. But the Eagles have scored 14 plus 15 out of the 17 games when Jalen Hurts starts in the first half. So that's really all I needed to see. The Chiefs have allowed 14 plus in the first half 7 times. One of those times was to the Broncos. So I'm going Eagles first half team total over 13.5, which leads me to my long shot 5-leg parlay. Eagles first half team total over 13.5. McKinnon under 21.5 rushing yards. Eagles minus 9.5 alt line. Kenneth Gainwell over 1.5 receptions. And Philadelphia defense anytime touchdown score. On FanDuel, they have a risk-free same game parlay up to $10. That's going to be plus 7,334. That's my long shot.
That's spicy. Eagles defense. That's interesting because you can get that a few ways. Obviously, the typical ways. What about? I heard a lot of talk about this. I listened to Simmons today. That lateral in the last play of the game. If they're losing, if the Chiefs are losing, and it's a one-score game, I mean, they're gonna run it back if it's one of those weird lateral plays.
That's true. And in my mind, when I saw that, I just pictured 5 minutes left. Chiefs have the ball pinned at their end zone, and they have to, Mahomes has to make some throws. One gets picked off and returned 10 yards or so. So, I don't know. We'll see.
No, that's good, yeah.
Grant, give me a long shot prop.
Nice. I don't know how long shot it is compared to these other plays because that was just a 5-team parlay. That was just insane, which I never thought Dylan would bring up, but he did. But based on the statistics that Dylan brought up, so overtime, if you bet overtime, there will be overtime. It's plus 750. So based obviously on the past few games, it's gone over 7 points or whatever it is. Like this is almost like a hope bet that I hope it's a really good game. That I hope we have an interesting game. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of money in the overtime.
It's the people's bet, free football.
Exactly. Hoping that not only do I get paid to watch more football, that I get to enjoy it. Right? It's like it's kind of a win-win situation where I hope it's a really really good game. Plus, like I said, if I'm on one side, that could be interesting. The other play I have, which I also thought was interesting, is the team that score first does not win the game. So I'm hoping for a competitive game. So that's only plus 130, but it's still plus odds. So basically, if Chiefs score first and then end up losing, that would win, right? Or Eagles score first and end up losing, that would also win. So I'm also going to bet that the team that scores first does not win the game. So those are my two kind of random ones.
It's pretty spicy.
I'm not going to lie. My favorite long shot prop so far is the Dallas Goedert, Travis Kelce, one or the other, first or second touchdown, plus 8,000.
Talk to me.
Plus 8,000.
I love that. I mean, there is a 100% chance that will be getting played. Mine is, I kind of spoiled it when I shared my Google Doc before the show, is over 2.5 players to throw a touchdown in this game. Over 2.5. So you're like, wait, there's only 2 quarterbacks. Well, duh. So Jalen Hurts throws one. Mahomes throws one. Either one of them gets hurt and like Henny or Minshew comes in and throws one, or we get a Philly special, or we get like a weird Travis Kelce throws one to Kadarius Toney for the first touchdown. I don't know. I'm just talking right now. But
like one of those plays where Derrick Henry runs to the line of scrimmage and just tosses it over the line of scrimmage.
The Tim Tebow throw. It's 25-1 plus 2,500. I kind of like that.
I wrote that one down too. I actually had that star right under the octopus play. Wouldn't it suck though, Carter? I don't want to speak this into existence. If they run a Philly special, but then Jalen Hurts does not throw for a touchdown. Oh my gosh, that would be unbelievable.
That's also true. What also would suck is like if he drops the touchdown too.
Oh man.
And the thing is, Jalen Hurts is no Zach Wilson. Like he is nowhere near the level of how awesome Zach Wilson is at catching touchdowns.
Thank you.
But I don't know. I kind of like that. There's a bunch of stupid long shot ones. It's gonna be a disaster. Like when you're just scrolling down, you're like, I did that. Like, oh my gosh.
How much money they put on the octopus play? Like $5,000 on an octopus.
No, what's gonna happen is one of them's gonna hit. Like you're gonna hit like a plus 400 play. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, nice, I made some money. Then you're gonna scroll down and be in the negatives because you had 20 plays. So
exactly. Well,
that's what I'm scared of.
Grant and I are going to hit Kadarius Toney first touchdown.
Yeah, that's free money for you boys that want to join in and just telling you no.
All right, let's get into the silly props. Anybody have silly props?
I feel like we've already covered some of them.
This isn't a silly one.
Oh, no. We have not got into the silly ones.
Can I just give a couple real quick? There's not silly, but like they're just stuff I like. Well, this might be a little silly. On DraftKings, they have cross-sport specials. Have y'all seen this?
Yeah.
Is it the Jaylen Brown one?
No. I saw that one. I wrote down, all right, so on Sunday, the Grizzlies play the Celtics, 2 p.m. on ABC. Kelce receptions versus John Morant assists. Kelce receptions is plus 185. You're telling me Kelce's not going to get 6 or 7 catches? I don't think Ja's getting over 7 assists against Boston. So I kind of like Kelce plus 185 on that one. And the other one that I kind of like, the 76ers, oh God, is that game on a Saturday? The 76ers play the Nets on Saturday night. You can take Jalen Hurts rush attempts versus Joel Embiid rebounds. I think Jalen Hurts is rushing at least 13 times. Jalen Hurts rush attempts is plus 100 against Joel Embiid rebounds minus 130.
And especially Dylan, if you think this is going to be a blowout, you've got the QB kneel in play. Yeah. You could get 3 QB kneels.
I love Jalen Hurts rush attempts versus Embiid rebounds, and you can get it at plus 100.
I really like that. I really like that.
That was
Dylan,
my,
you
those
have
are my
any silly
silly
props?
That was silly, yeah.
I don't have anything silly quite like that. I did take the FanDuel
Gatorade?
boosted Devon. Can't do it in Ohio.
Yeah, you can't do it in Connecticut either.
I would do tails for the coin toss. That's given. Tails all the time. I know you have an issue with that, Carter, but
Fails is what I've heard.
I do have Devonta Smith and AJ Brown to total 200 plus receiving yards. That's plus 750 at FanDuel. I got that last week, so I'm going to take that. And then I do have a bunch of kicker props. I think Butker is going to have a bad day, and I think Elliott is going to do much better. So I have Butker under 7.5 kicking points as a straight, and then Elliott over 7.5 kicking points as a straight. And I have Jake Elliott to have more field goals than Butker, like head-to-head. So
I like that.
A couple of kicking props, but Butker only hit at 75% field goals during the regular season, and he's kind of done better, but we might see him go back to that.
Missed extra points plus 300.
I was just about to say that's my other play. That was my silly play. Is the extra point miss. That's I see plus 290, plus 300, whatever it is.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna play that too, just because Super Bowl gets weird. I could totally see them going for 2 afterwards, so I'm gonna be playing a little bit on that too. That's my weird play, I guess.
They took off the national anthem prop, right?
I
haven't seen it.
I don't know.
I think it got taken down because everybody knew that it was going over, and they took too much liability on the over, so they took it down. I'm pretty sure because Chris Stapleton was always going over. There was no chance Chris Stapleton was not going over on that national anthem.
I had no idea who was singing it until you just said.
Oh, there you go. So I've been trying to do more research into my silly play. Obviously, I'm taking tails. Obviously, it's a revenge game. I have to. It's like Connor. You're a Carolina fan. You can relate to this. It's like
Redemption
Villanova.
tour.
Yeah, you lose to Villanova on a last-second buzzer beater, and it was my fault last year. If I would have known Billie Jean King was throwing the coin, no chance I would have gone with tails. No chance. Billie Jean
fair.
King is not tails. I'm looking here. I think it's going to be some military guys throwing the coin for Pat Tillman, is what my research has led me to. I did a little bit of a deep dive last night. I couldn't 100% nail it down, but I think it's going to be some military guys, and if I know anything about the military, they love some tails. So I'm going to go with tails. I love tails. 2-unit play on tails. It's not going to be – I'm not throwing 10 units on tails like I did last year. 2-unit play on tails. I always go tails, and Barstool has it at even odds, plus 100 each side. So you're not taking any juice there. So,
Nice.
That's
tails
nice, yeah.
plus 100, 2 units, doing it for the people. I know heads is hit 4 out of the last 5 times. I get that. Tails is due. Tails and
due.
Grant, Dylan, Connor, we all know the saying. Tails never fails.
Never. You can't.
That's what I've heard.
I think spin zone. If we get heads again, we can start the narrative that maybe they're not flipping a true coin at the Super Bowl. Maybe
also
maybe
true.
it's a biased coin.
Release the
Yeah,
script.
It's a rigged coin where they're just like, yeah, flip it, and then Roger Goodell just points at a button midair.
If you guys read the script in preseason, it always says heads on it. So if you just know that. I got one that I love real quick, and I think you guys are going to like this too. On FanDuel, longest 4th down conversion over 2.5 yards is minus 105.
Ooh.
You're telling me they're not going to go for 4th and 3? These teams? The Eagles will do it on the first drive. I love it. Minus 105 over 2.5 yards, longest 4th down conversion.
In minus 105.
It's, especially when they get desperate. I really don't hate that.
I'm telling
Connor has brought the props. I'll be honest. Props to you, Connor. You've brought the props today.
I did some research.
Spicy, man.
But I've watched the Eagles and Chiefs all year, especially if it's close at the end. And, let's say the team's playing prevent coverage or something. Okay, if you're up 10 points and the Chiefs are driving, okay, you're going to they're going to have to go for it on 4th down, and you're probably going to play soft. You don't want to give up a big play. So, I don't know. I'm going to be taking that one for a couple of units. I do
love
like that one.
I have KC having the longest touchdown at minus 115. I also kind of like that because what Dylan said is the Eagles are surgical about how they kind of drive the field. I could definitely see, like I said, Casey having a longer touchdown drive. Although, like I said, the Eagles are explosive. I can totally just envision right now just Patrick Mahomes bombing at least a 50, 60-yarder in this game at some point to somebody. So I'm also going to be playing that. Casey longest touchdown minus 115.
I like that.
Hassan Reddick to record a sack is at minus 154. It's a little too much juice for me. If it's below minus 140, I like that play.
I've seen over 0.25 sacks for him at like the same odds on DraftKings, just so you know.
2.5 sacks or tackles?
No, over 0.25, so you can get half a sack.
Oh, 0.25. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I kind of like Hassan Reddick to get a sack in this game. I mean, he's a baller. The Panthers.
If you want to get really spicy with that, Carter, I wrote down Chris Jones and Hassan Reddick each to have 2 sacks plus 3,000. I'm not taking that, but if you think they're that good, I mean, screw it. But I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna get boring here. I have two more props listed. I have McKinnon under 23.5 rushing yards. Pacheco has nearly doubled his carries from the first 10 games to the last 9, including the playoffs. McKinnon's gone under 23.5 rush yards in 15 games this season. And the Eagles actually allow more receiving yards to running backs than rushing yards. And I think that is going to be where McKinnon gets his usage.
McKinnon anytime touchdown then, Dill. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think he does it if it's a reception. I don't know if he's going to
Hey,
be rushing
hey,
that
hey,
much,
hey, Dylan. While you were talking, I looked it up. Jerick McKinnon, the way he scores his first touchdown to be a reception, plus 360.
That's spicy.
So
if you're taking McKinnon
he's not
first
getting
touchdown,
more than. If you think he's going to score a touchdown in that game, you can do it for a reception at plus 360 or whatever I just said.
Yes, I agree.
So I kind of like that. You're right, because Pacheco's dominated the backfield. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire being back doesn't make a lick of a difference.
Nah, it's just
He's
emergency.
back.
Yeah, he got activated.
Wow. You learn something new every day.
So Jerick McKinnon, I mean, that rushing prop looks even better for you. Do we have any other props? Anything in this game?
I do. Real quick. I got both teams to have the lead in the fourth quarter at plus 275 if you think it's going to be close. Or
if you think this game is going to be close, you can win so much money. And that's why I'm kind of scared, because these odds are so good with the game being close, where I'm like, is Dylan like...
Yeah.
Is he somehow right about this, where it's going to be a blowout and Vegas just steals everybody's money like they always do?
So what you don't know is that every media company gets to pitch in their part of the script. And I was actually chosen from Action Network to do the Super Bowl part. So
you can't be on the money.
Part of the promotion.
It's got to be like close. It can't be 41-17. It's got to be like, or whatever it was, 41-14. It's got to be like...
No, he wanted 13-3. He wants Big Ten football.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was chosen from ESPN to put in some of the script, and we're doing a Zion and Coach K cutaway twice each quarter, so that's what I contributed.
There we go. Grant, we're not a part of the script. We're not cool.
I have one last prop. This is prop of the year.
Oh man.
Patrick Mahomes throwing an interception minus 104. The Eagles forced 1 interception per game in the regular season. They're pressuring quarterbacks nearly a fourth of the time on dropbacks, which is the second most in the league. And Mahomes has thrown 4 interceptions in 2 Super Bowl appearances.
I really like that play.
I like that one too.
Because also the Eagles' corners are disgusting. Yep. And then the other thing, tell me you don't see Patrick Mahomes throwing a 60-yard bomb at the end of the second quarter and ends up just falling into Darius Slay's hand.
Yep.
So there you go. You get a garbage interception like that too. And then the Chiefs win 41-14.
I've got 2 props left and I'll be done. I've routed off a lot. I got 2 left and they're both on the opening possession. Net yards on opening drive, 38.5. You're telling me their buttholes aren't going to be puckered and they're going to go 3 and out or maybe get 1 first down? 38.5 yards on the opening drive, minus 110 each way, or the time of opening possession. I'm not going to get this crazy. 180 seconds, so 3 minutes opening possession. If you think they're going 3 and out, maybe they'll get 1 first down, minus 110 each way. And then I've got Dallas Goedert plus 21.5 receiving yards against A.J. Brown at minus 112. And a head-to-head prop.
I need all of us to make sure we tweet or just send it to me and I'll put it on cartercast.com. I'll put it into a blog. I want all of our plays put on the website, because I know if you made it through the end of this podcast, you're like, oh my gosh, you're just sitting there writing down all the props. You're like, oh, I like that one, but I don't remember what he said. I don't remember what time he said it at. Don't worry. At the end of the podcast, I will make sure, or when I get done off the podcast, I'll have you guys text me all your plays. Throughout the weekend, text me all your plays, and I'm going to put it up Sunday morning. Sunday morning, I'm going to put up all of our plays in the Super Bowl and unit sizes with it and everything, okay? Sound good?
Why don't you just go through the podcast and timestamp every single one? Dude, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Show some dedication. Come on.
I don't know. We're having trouble on the back end here. The booking department's in big trouble after not going through the proper channels.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know
what
who does.
happened?
I really don't know who does the booking here at Cartercast Network Media LLC, venture capitalists, but they got in trouble last week. So anyhow, anything else on the game? Like, I kind of lean the over. Part of me just wants to take the over because I'm an overs guy, obviously, but I think these teams score a lot of points. Like Dylan, I like both the Chiefs and the Eagles over team totals in the first half. Like, I think they both get 2 touchdowns. But then, therefore, I should just take the first half over total. But I like both teams to get to that point.
That's true. The logic would say to take first half over for both teams. I like it too. I hear what you're saying. I trust the Eagles defense more than the Chiefs, which is why I'm taking the Eagles team total first half. But I don't
blame you. The Eagles come out firing in the first half, but anyhow. Last thing. Super Bowl squares. Are you guys squares people?
I've done it a couple times.
If I get asked to.
Sorry. Yeah.
I love Super Bowl squares.
You can get them on DK. They're doing it. You can choose your own squares.
Yeah, you can do your own squares on all these, and they're almost all 1,000 or more.
Yep.
I kind of love, to be honest, there's so many ones I like here, like Eagles 7 or Chiefs 7, Eagles 0 plus 750 is the favorite. I think Chiefs 7, Eagles 7 at the end of the first quarter at plus 1,000 is a great bet on the squares.
I think that's one of the good ones. I mean, Dylan thinks it's going to be like 100 to 20, so I don't know if there's a square for like 0-0 at the end, but
give me 0, 0, and 1.
All right, anything else, guys?
I want to pitch this idea real quick. I think for the TikTok, we should go ahead. Carter, you get us started, and we just say our favorite prop, side, total, whatever it is, and then keep it short, no explanation, and we have ourselves a 10-second clip.
Okay, all right. Hold up. I need to do some homework here real quick. Well, let's just talk about something real quick while I pull this up. You guys don't like Super Bowl squares?
I don't know. If I'm in person with a lot of people there and it's like a big thing and everybody's getting a square, then yes, of course, the gambler in me is putting a square in because I want to have a chance to win. So I'm putting
So
money
do
in.
we want something that's closer to minus 120 odds or closer to like plus 2,000?
Your best bet for the Super Bowl, whatever it is, best bet.
Oh man.
So if you think there's a 10% chance of a 20-1 hitting, then that's your best bet. But if you're like 75% sure
I got
of
mine.
even odds,
All right.
something that you want to show to the world and be proud of.
All right. Does everybody have theirs?
Oh yeah.
I have mine.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'll go first. Kadarius Toney first touchdown plus 2,400.
Yeah, I'll go next. I got longest fourth down conversion over 2.5 yards at minus 105. Give me the over.
Patrick Mahomes to throw an interception, minus 104.
KC longest touchdown of the game at minus 115.
There we go. Perfect.
That was great.
Awesome.
That's
Don't
what I do
sleep.
numbers.
Don't sleep on the octopus at plus 1,400.
And don't sleep on tails. Don't sleep on tails. Tails comeback year, dude. Now that COVID's gone, that's what like the real concern is. Like, I think COVID really hurt tails.
What?
Because when was the last time tails was flipped?
I don't have time for the COVID talk, Carter.
February 2020.
Carter, we need a blog on that. We need a blog on how COVID ruined tails.
Where were you
write a blog
January
tonight.
6th? Where were you January 6th, Carter?
Bro,
January 6th. I'm talking about February 2020.
Nah, it's just
February
wondering.
2020 was the last time tails was flipped, and then COVID happened, and then all of a sudden we're not
Well-
getting tails anymore?
well,
What's
guess
going
what?
on?
If
I
Tails-
thought this was America.
If Tails would have worn a mask, then maybe we'd be getting it more. But no, Tails didn't want to wear a
All
mask.
right, we got to
so
wrap
here
this
we
up.
go.
We got to wrap this up. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in all season to the Football Pod. We'll be back next season. We'll have an NFL draft show. Grant will be back on. Dylan will be back on. We'll have some funny summer pods too when the content is dry as hell.
Golf season.
Golf season. We're getting a golf blog tonight from you.
You know it.
On where can you find that golf blog?
It's going to be on cartercast.com. I'll tweet it out. It'll be everywhere that you can get your media.
Alrighty, follow us on CarterCast on everything, you name it. Except we're not on Truth Social. I don't know I don't know if I'll get around to that. But anyhow, TikTok especially. TikTok's doing great. Follow us on there, the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. Thank you so much for listening all season. You guys are the absolute best. Tune in. We'll do a recap show after the Super Bowl. It'll be a quick show, 15, 20-minute pod right after the Super Bowl. And Connor, we're back next week. Going to do a post-trade deadline.
I'm ready. Ready for Kyrie's debut tonight, and I'm ready to talk some basketball.
We'll have an NBA guest on for that one as well. Hopefully, that will probably be out. That'll be the end of next week as well. So that'll be probably Thursday, Friday-ish. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.